We're on episode 5. We're moving along here. Got a great episode for you guys today. Of course, you see we got guests in the house. Up everybody, waiting to the camera. What's going on? What's going on? But we got a great show for you today. We're gonna obviously talk about the coronavirus.
Yeah,
we're gonna
definitely get into that a little bit.
And we got a new segment for this
every week. We're gonna do Florida Man of the week.
You know?
So any new videos you see, tag us in it, please, right, so we see it more and more and more.
The funnier the better. The more fucked up the better. The crazy shit you see.
Definitely videos will win over pictures. I mean,
that's gonna get interesting.
Florida Man.
It's gonna get super interesting.
I was researching. That's why we went into that.
But yeah, like and subscribe, man. If you're new around here, hit that notification bell so when we go live, we go to our new podcast. You guys get us right up to date.
And besides liking and subscribing, don't forget to light up.
Oh yeah,
for
light
show.
up. Always light up. We're about to light one up, so we hope you guys are lighting one up too.
Light it and light it.
That's right. Well, let's start off with the news.
We got a couple guests for this show.
Oh yeah, let's
Jake, Nitro Glass.
What up?
He's here. Go check him out. Facebook, Instagram, buy his glass.
Buy it today, it's my birthday.
Yeah, today's his birthday. That's for sure.
How old you telling everybody? You want to tell keep it
32.
32.
Any single ladies, go.
Yeah, single, ready to mingle.
It's another segment of our thing. We're going to talk about sex, swinging, marriage, and divorce. I've been married and divorced.
Well, you started high and ended on a low there.
And then the things that come after. So let's get high. Let's talk about this. What do you want to go into first? The coronavirus?
Yeah, we can start off with news first, and then we get into the topic. I mean, obviously the big news is the coronavirus going around. I think the news is hyping it up more than what it is, but it's like it's just crazy. I just want to get everybody's outlook on it, see what you thought about it, what's going on, and you know what I mean. What are your views on? What do you think was
definitely something. I mean, there's 8 cases in Broward County alone, which is where we're at. That's home base. So no deaths, of course, in Broward County yet, but
not yet. But I'm still on the fence on
we got a lot of old people, so.
But every news article you see, every day. I'll look at 5 different articles a day, and all 5 of them have a different total. So I don't think anyone even really knows how bad it is. Like I said, one way I think how we could compare is if you looked, Paris was at 600 cases. 11 days later, they had 10,000, and their whole country was pretty much the lockdown.
Yeah, that's...
Now, 3 days ago, Florida was at 600 cases. So...
That's
give it a few more days. Let's see how. I don't think it's going to take off like that. I really don't think it's going to be that bad.
Well, I mean, hopefully they're finding some type of vaccination or something like that to end it. But you know what I mean? It's affecting a lot of things that's going on right now. You know
what? The one thing they're using to treat it big time is simple too. Vitamin C, intravenous
high
levels of vitamin C is how they're pumping it out of most of the people.
It's pretty much...
I heard a whole thing about it, though. Actually, everybody thinks it's like spreading by hands and by the mouth. It's actually an influenza-type virus, and it's spreading in the air. Yeah, well, it's just on a Joe Rogan podcast, they had this scientist that came on, and he's all about the medicines and making vaccines, man. They had a whole hour about it. Yeah. So it's a big misconception about, it's all mainly older people or people that are obese or people that aren't healthy, and then 40 and up. It's not like old people.
So this
40
is
and up.
No one under 50 has died.
So, but there is no vaccine on the way as of yet, not even close. Yes. And the problem with this virus is it's a double down virus.
No, I thought
we almost had a vaccine.
Get it.
Okay,
we almost had a vaccine.
4 people get it.
And then when they were getting close to it, this was a few years ago, the funding got cut and they never finished it.
Okay.
And then that was it. Nothing
so you're
ever came about it.
telling me this is a virus just telling you to just do the things that you're supposed to be doing in the first place.
Well, let me put this out there.
Eat good,
let me put this
consume
out there.
vitamins.
Every election year,
basically be
another
healthy.
virus comes out.
Don't be a
every
sport.
What was like bird flu? Swine.
There was SARS,
Ebola.
Yeah.
Measles. The last one was a measles outbreak. Before that, it was Ebola.
Every 4 years,
bird flu was
there's
one.
another fucking virus. Ebola is still in the Congo.
Dutch Master Russian Cream. Go
and
check them out.
SARS is part of the Corona family virus.
Not a sponsor, but
SARS, MERS, and coronavirus are all in the same coronavirus family. This is actually something. It's not coronavirus. There's another name for it. Coronavirus is a group of fucking virus.
It's a general term for influenza style.
Yeah. I don't want to get
scientific. This one is
hold on.
I don't want to get scientific with it.
Hold on. You guys are fucking going.
There's no point.
This isn't a factual show, too. If you want to go ahead, you know,
as soon as we started, this dude got an erection. I swore I saw an erection as soon as we got is the media blowing this out more than it was?
Absolutely.
Everything.
Definitely. The media blows a lot of people.
Maybe a fraction of us will die from this flu, but if we don't fuck with climate change, all of us are going to die.
I'll tell you one
don't
person
see anybody
that's definitely blowing
changing
it out of
their
proportion.
lives about that.
My fucking dad.
Your dad, yeah.
This guy called
Your dad's
earlier.
so paranoid.
I'm not going anywhere. You can't bring the kid here. Like,
he's gonna die of stress before he can even catch
that
corona.
man is gonna die of stress before.
Bro, I just came back from Puerto Rico, the whole airport, everybody with fucking masks, gloves, they got fucking suits.
Now, are they giving them out at the airport? Because I see a lot of people wearing them.
No. I was surrounded in the airport by people in those things. I said, I got super sick. I thought I had coronavirus. I thought I was done. But 2 days of antibiotics and I was a new man.
Smoke some weed, take some antibiotics.
So like I was saying, you know, it's affecting a lot of things, closing things down, and a lot of sporting events are getting affected by the coronavirus.
All of them.
Of course,
shut down.
Southwest.
Yeah.
It's fucking
stuff like South by Southwest.
Think of all the small businesses that get hurt with that, like all the vendors for those events. Like something like Coachella.
You were telling me.
Think about a clothing vendor for Coachella. Just printed all these, you know, Coachella 2020, Ultra 2020. Now what the fuck do you do with all that?
You're done.
And they're not giving
donate to the homeless, take a tax write-off.
the money back.
What about the people that bought the tickets?
If you bought tickets, you're not getting your money back. It's fucked.
And so I said, it's funny, you know, glassblowers are still real broke because they're still holding their trade show. They just implemented a no handshake policy.
Everybody's doing the physical.
And then all the sports arenas and shit, they're still playing baseball, but there's no fans.
But they shut down the Bahrain Formula 1 GP.
Here's the problem, though. None of those things aren't taking any kind of hit. Like,
they still got their sponsors. The players definitely ain't taking a hit. If anything, you know, the owners of the ball field
the
are
Formula 1
what's
Bahrain Grand Prix is they're like, it's only open to people that are participating, no spectators.
Yeah. Tomorrow,
but they never have any spectators anyways.
And that's the biggest problem. That's what's helping create all this fear.
Yeah, this is what they do with people shutting shit down.
I don't understand, like, you know, people buying 100 rolls of toilet paper, like, where did you read where it's just like you're gonna explode out your ass for days on end? Like,
no,
you think you just need toilet paper?
That's good stuff to have, bro.
Like if we get shut down,
that's my point.
For 2 weeks,
like probably,
then they're like, oh, we won't have toilet paper to wipe our own ass. It's like, yo, jump in the fucking shower anyways and wash your own ass. Yeah. Like that's the smarter thing to do.
How like they're running out of like cleaning supplies and toilet paper. Like, don't you people buy this shit on the regular anyways? Like, you know what I mean?
But you're just starting to wipe your ass now?
You know, most people aren't from South Florida, though. They don't understand hurricanes. And
well, too, like, I see these videos, people showing shelves empty. Every time I go to Publix, all that shit is still fully stocked. Except Publix has decided now you can't buy more than 2 things of hand sanitizer or soap. You're only allowed to buy 2 at a time. Which I think is reasonable. How much more of that do you need at a time?
Yeah, then it gets the people.
And that's something I order on Amazon anyway. I fucking order all my deodorant, body wash. Yeah, but it's so much cheaper, and I order it by bulk. So
see, that's one thing you gotta watch too, though. All your shit coming in the mail. Like I saw a lot of people, they're spraying it down with Lysol before they open it, and once they open it, hey.
It's cleaning out.
I figure almost everything from Amazon that's either same day, next day, is so local that I wouldn't even fucking matter.
But yo, like, we could probably get coronavirus on Wish for like $1.
Yeah.
Probably.
You gotta think, like, a lot of these people are fucking grabbing this shit off the shelves and throwing it up on fucking Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah, I saw, like, one gas station, the guy had, like, hand sanitizer, a Tyvek suit, and something else for, like, $50, like these little kits made. Because someone was calling him out, like, blasting him on Facebook for it. Like, think about it, that's the same asshole that's going to jack up his gas price on a hurricane.
Oh, the hurricane is.
Forget about it.
$24 for a bottle of hand sanitizer.
And that's the shit that we realized because we're from South Florida.
So New York was running out of hand sanitizer from this, so they started producing their own hand sanitizer.
Oh my god!
You know where it's being made? The prison.
Oh my god!
Get the workers.
The prisoners are making and bottling hand sanitizer.
305 hand sanitizer.
Oh my god! So we got our
Can you get menthol and non-menthol?
Dade County Corrections hand sanitizer.
We got our topic for today's relationships and divorce and marriage and shit like that.
Sex, swinging. Let's go into that.
So
let's go into that.
Well, I guess marriage would be the first part, you know? Don't fucking do it. If you are a smart man, don't do it.
I'm married.
Stay
I'm
away.
married. And listen, man. I guess it's all under the right person. You say don't do it. You got divorced. I guess you say don't do it when you've been in divorce. I'm not divorced. I wouldn't say don't do it. I just say
married, aren't you?
I'm happily married. So I wouldn't say don't do it. I'd say make sure you're doing it with the fucking person that you want to.
Well, what's the trick?
You know, that was the plan in the start.
Definitely.
You know, like I thought it was, but then, you know, when they steal your kid and take off, things change. And now, still to this day, she's still calling me, trying to get back with me. Like, I had to spend $18,000 to see my child. Like, how fucking crazy and stupid do you think we're gonna get back together after that? Like,
but that's when things get crazy, when the kids get involved with it like that. I understand where that, you know, so every case by case situation.
I guess the biggest thing to say is, did you have fun when you were married?
Yeah, I mean,
I definitely know I did.
It was good.
Was it worth it?
I don't see any reason why I wouldn't have done it, other than, you know.
And then a great thing came out of what you know now. So you had a beautiful child. Fucking.
Yeah, I mean.
You can't. Ask
I got
for
the greatest gift ever out of it, so
there you go.
I can never fully be against it.
Fuck yeah.
But
so, I definitely got a bunch of good stuff. I went all over the world and traveled.
You married for money.
I didn't marry for money.
You married for money.
I didn't get married for money. Don't get me wrong. The money was a big plus. But I didn't get married for money. Nobody ever saw me marrying a white girl, so that was definitely something.
Oh man, we gotta add sugar.
So we won't say money. You got married for opportunity.
We're gonna need to add sugar mamas into this
we'll put it in
conversation.
That perspective.
Yeah.
Marriage
definitely had fun. The divorce.
But you and Donna were cool together.
I have a rule now. If I'm getting married, it will be a doctor or a lawyer. I'm just saying.
I lost a fucking
lawyer.
I lost a doctor.
Yeah, married.
She's a
it'd be hard for me to get married
neurosurgeon.
again. That's
I just got hold on for 7
years. It's not that I don't want to.
Hold on.
But I feel that marriage was like a setback. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't even know how to explain that. But it felt like a setback to me, you know? Like, I could have still went anywhere and just been gone and did this stuff. I mean, granted, now I have a child with the girl that I'm with and I'm not married to her, but I could never leave because of, not leave her, but I could never just, you know, go disappear and leave him, you know? I could never do that to him. It's not. I love him way too much, you know? So.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's when it's about children.
But the sex was always great during my marriage. I got to have sex with multiple women too at the same time with the swinging life. That's why we're gonna add that into this. But how about you? Like, sex life, great, you know, like, was it horrible at the, you know, end or throughout the childbirth?
No, we always had a very healthy sexual relationship, for sure. And I think that's what kept us so close to the whole thing. It's just, you know, the whole reason we split, we never even had a fight. It was just all of a sudden, one day she was gone over something that happened related to my family. It wasn't even between me and her.
Okay.
But then she chose to stay away and keep my child from me. So to me, it's unforgivable. You know, if I gotta call you and beg to see my kid, and you're still not gonna let me, like, and we never had a fight, a disagreement, nothing. I never did anything to hurt her, hurt the child. Like, me, I'm one of those people, when my mind's made up, it's made up. That's it. There's no changing it. You know what I mean? So at that point, the day I decided to call a lawyer, that was it. It was done. And it was, you know, I'm not gonna lie, it was heartbreaking for me through that whole process. Because, like I said, we never even fought. But, you know, I have, like, principles to me, and that was one of them. The one was, too, if we were together, we were never gonna break apart. You know what I mean? If we were having a kid together, we were together forever, because I didn't want to have a kid with a broken home.
Yeah. Sure
enough, that didn't work out, but, you know, luckily, in my mind, I feel it's lucky that it happened while the kid's very young. Before, I think it could, you know, really be traumatic, versus if she was 10 years old. You know what I mean?
So why split up? Why, if, what I don't understand is if there's a kid involved, and you married her, and you love her, you still love her.
No, I do not anymore.
No.
Once I feel like I'm a Cancer, so I'm a person who holds grudges. Like once I get on somebody's like once somebody gets on my dad's side,
forgiving. I'm like too forgiving.
I'm not like all right. There's certain things I will be forgiving, but once you do cross that certain point, there's no forgiveness.
When you're always fighting, like you want to keep that shit in front of the kid, like.
No, you don't want to do that.
At that point, like we could stay together for
and that's one thing. Yeah,
if the whole time you're sitting there and you're fucking yelling and fucking screaming at each other, then that's less healthy for the kid than.
But sex life now.
Well,
since we're talking about
sex life.
We're supposed to talk about sex.
Well, I heard if you eat ass, you're immune to coronavirus.
You're single, right? You're single.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Single.
I actually sent
married.
I actually sent it to this chick that I've been seeing lately. I've been seeing this chick lately, and I sent it a fucking meme, and it was like,
sex life as a single guy.
It's like if you eat ass
right now,
you're immune to coronavirus.
I
guess we're both safe.
I forgot how much work it is, bro. Like now I gotta go out, I gotta interact, like I gotta go out in public and be sociable. Like
spend money.
Dating thing.
So Tinder's not good anymore then. Because I know I was racking bitches up.
Actually, it's still very good. Yeah, I tend to do best between 38 to 45 on Tinder. I'm just gonna be real. Like if Pokemoms.com was a thing, I'd be killing it. No, I looked.
Oh man.
I'm good,
That's
man.
Funny.
So yeah.
So you got your age bracket set. So that's what you got to go out and go get yourself a sugar mama.
That's the drama. They know what they want, and you know they got their life established. So I said, you know, when I was 23, I was hooking up with a 38-year-old on the regular. That was the greatest thing ever because there wasn't really a commitment. I didn't have to worry about her calling and check on me. Nothing. You know what I mean? The first night I stayed over her house, I was 23. The next morning, I had to go with her to pick up her 17-year-old son. I don't know who was more awkward for, him or me.
Wow. Yeah, that's got to be
Wait,
awkward.
Did she drop you off after? Did you pick up the kid and she was like, all right, let me take you home now.
Yeah.
Get out. I went back to the house.
I'll call you next time.
So we were going to hang out, and my truck broke down, so she did have to pick me up. So like, she was my ride at that point. So it was awkward. But
wow.
But the single life is how I met her. I was drunk at a brunch thing. I saw a hot cougar, and I literally just walked up and kissed her, and she went for it, and it just took off from there.
Shoot your shot.
That's the way it happens.
Yeah, that's how it is.
We had one of my buddies walk in on his buddy banging his friend, his fucking mom, smashing her.
Shit.
Smashing her at a huge party, and she was always like, "Hey, we're partying!" Yeah, she always let us have the parties, give us shit. Fucking.
My graduation party, my buddy banged my neighbor. She was a grandma. Fucked her right in the dirt road. And then, like, so, like, we all heard it and knew it. And, like, so then, like, afterwards, this lady was back at the house, and my mom's, like, calling her out on it.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. In the dirt road.
In the dirt.
Oh, I banged. Oh, man. I have some outside show. Yo, one of my great spots over here on the 62nd Bridge, you know, behind the W or whatever the fuck that is right there, the Weston.
Yeah,
you pull into that back parking lot and there's that 95 bridge that goes over the little canal there. Yeah, I've smashed so many bitches on that.
That's the spot.
Yeah.
It takes you to that spot.
It's a dirt road, I guess you could say.
I've had my fair share of action back there, but a lady just fucking got killed back there.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Way to kill the mood.
Way to go off subject horribly.
Way to kill the mood.
Oh, you're talking about the one that was on the news and stuff. Yeah. I remember the girl from Ohio or something.
She got a bang back there.
She didn't pull out
downstairs.
That's probably what it was. Yeah. She wasn't giving it up back there. It's like, bitch, this is the spot. You don't know that?
I know, bitch.
I take you here. You're supposed to put out. Now you're dead.
Straight to the turbo.
So we got our guest here. So tell everybody what you do here. So you say you blow glass, right?
I pretty much make bongs for a living, man.
So how did you get into that? How old were you when you started blowing that? How long?
I've only been doing this for 3 years. But
3 years.
In 3 years, I probably put in 5 years worth of work because I could truly say I found my passion and ran with it.
That's what's up.
And it all happened by chance. You know, I had a friend when I first moved here. I met him. We were doing door-to-door sales. Going door to door, 90 degrees in fucking business suits. And after a while, we were both like, fuck this.
Who gave that to me? I don't know.
So we both left and went our own ways.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, we stayed friends, but
we all went our own ways.
I caught up with him on Facebook 3 years later and saw he was blowing glass. I was like, oh, no shit, where are you doing this at? And it turns out his studio was 10 minutes from where I worked. And so I had a pretty high-level office job. I was a manager. I had 30 employees. I was going on my lunch break, getting stoned, hanging out, watching him blow glass for an hour every day.
Nice.
And then, you know,
so
I did that.
Taking it out.
And then I'd go home, I'd be on YouTube watching videos about it. And then after like 3 months of that, I jumped on the torch. And I was like, all right. 2 weeks later, my job was actually going through a buyout, and they were getting real corporate. They were trying to move me to a salary from an hourly, and I worked, 30 hours overtime a week.
So they were
and I was like, fuck this. So I quit. I was like, I have enough money saved, I could go a year without a paycheck. I'm going to give this a shot.
So you went all in.
And yeah, I quit pretty much right as my daughter was born too. So I knew I had to make it work. So within 90 days of blowing glass, I was already making money from that. Not enough to fully sustain myself, but enough that I was able to get by with what I had saved. And I mean,
nice.
3 years later, I already bought a house, my car's paid off. I mean, it's working.
Yeah.
I work a lot more than I ever did at any other job, but it's not work when you kind of love what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're more motivated. You're more motivated.
I work 7 days a week.
You're not waking up and going, I gotta fucking go do this.
No, I wake up,
you're like, I gotta go to my shop.
I literally wake up and take off out of the house to get there as quick as I could. Like, I love it.
Was that also because of your wife?
So was there somebody? So your friend that is there somebody in the game that inspired you for it, or just something like you just picked up from him? Like who was somebody that you inspire with your work, or thing that you kind of try to mold?
With my work, I like to focus with line work. So I look up to guys like Jason Lee, Eugene. And there's other guys that aren't even big guys. Like there's this dude Jeff Spaga. He's probably one of the best line work glass blowers out there, and the dude has like 800 Instagram followers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. If you're that good, you don't need the internet. You don't fucking need it.
Yeah.
But no, man, fuck that. What's your Instagram? Or let these people know who.
Nitro_glass.
Go follow. Go check out.
It'll be in the link after the video is done.
Right?
Mention this podcast. Give you 10% off.
There you go. Right
there you go.
That's a sponsor. First sponsor. But that's great, man.
I guess my biggest question would be, when you first saw like a glass piece, who was your influencer? Who was the first glass piece that really made you be like, I want to do this shit.
Like I really want to do this shit. Like when was the moment that you felt like, man, I know, like, you know what I mean? Like, when you saw that.
A kid I went to high school with, Tony Kazimakis. He goes by Tony Kazi Glass. Dude, I grew up, I played Little League with this kid. Then, like, through high school, we kind of went our separate ways with different cliques. I don't want to say he was more, like, on the nerdy side, but, I was into sports, hanging out with that. Different crowds, totally different. I don't even think he smoked weed then. And then, I started to like glass, and I looked and I saw this kid's work, and I was like, holy shit, he was always a really good hand drawer. Then he's making like these badass dinosaurs. So the first custom piece I got, I hit him up. This kid made me I have a T-Rex that's wearing a tuxedo, standing up with a jetpack on. And then out of the jetpack, there's a drop down where you put your bowl in to smoke it. So you can take that off, and there's a cover on the jetpack. You don't even know it's a rig. It just looks like a fucking badass statue.
Yeah, that's sick.
And from there, man, I was hooked.
Yeah. And you say you've been doing this for 3 years, right?
Yeah, October will be 4 years, so probably 3.5 at this point. But.
All right, what's your favorite piece that you made? What's your favorite piece that you've done? It's like, man, this is like...
Favorite piece I've done is probably one of the big reef ones. We made a giant reef with, it was me, Trouble the Maker, and the Uniballer. So, you know, we set out to make the headiest piece we could. And in the end, we're like, all right, we want $5,000 for this. Within 30 days, we got it.
Nice.
The feeling of that, man, like to be able to pull that off, I mean, that's probably 40 hours of my time, 120 hours total to build this thing.
Yeah.
You know, and we just did another one, and the same thing. This one would have been $5,000. We dropped it going to put it in the kiln, and it broke. You want to talk about like a fucking change of emotions that you get with this? You just spent 120 hours. You think you're getting a $5,000 paycheck, and in a half a second, you got nothing except fucking heartbreak, and your buddies there all like, fuck. And that happens a lot, man. A lot of times you'll be cruising on a piece, you think it's good. You make one little mistake, that shit explodes, and it's done. You might lose 5 minutes, you might lose 8 hours, but that's all. You mark it up to a loss to the game, you know. It's just part of it.
Do you keep any things you make, or are you kind of like are you collecting?
So I have a collection of my own work, but that's because it wasn't good enough to sell. And that's the majority of glass blowers, you know. They'll have all the fuck ups from other glass blowers and shit. Now there are pieces I go out and buy, but not as often.
Do you have one that's like people are like, yo, let me buy that, but you won't sell it because you have one of those pieces like?
No, I'm not Lex.
Lex has a big collection too.
So like, as well. I don't know, cause like I'll get like a real nice, expensive, heady piece, and then, you know, I might not be doing good with glass for 2 weeks, and I need some money, so I fucking sell that shit. Fuck that, you know.
What about any that you made? Any like one that's like the first one that you've ever made, or?
So I have a pretty cool heady that I made it, but it wasn't fully made by me. So we had an artist come through, Sean Williams. He's like a 15, almost 20-year vet in the game. He slays it. He came, worked with us for almost a month, you know, taught us a lot. And, you know, he knew I learned a lot from him, so I guess he wanted to test my skills. When he left, my other two partners, they each got a finished piece from him. I got a pile of parts and a note on it that said, do-it-yourself skull kit. So I had to take all the parts he gave me and put them together, and I built myself a rig. But I had to, you know, take sections and assemble it and create it from what he left for me.
Wow,
and so that I have in my personal collection. To me, that's probably the most badass piece I have, because...
And you won't sell that one?
Oh, never, no. I don't even smoke out of it. I don't even smoke out of it, just because, like, the fact that, you know, I'm a beginner glass blower. Someone that was 20 years in had enough trust in me to leave me that saying, I know you can do it.
Yeah, he had that faith in you. Like, I know this guy's got
versus,
something.
you know, my instructor who taught me how to blow glass was there too. He got a finished piece. So the feeling of that right there is like, hell yeah. You know, you start to feel like you're starting to get somewhere with it. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
It was a big confidence booster for sure.
Now, did he see it? What was his reaction? Like, did he see it?
He told me I killed it. He said it was badass. You know.
Nice. That's what's up. That's cool, man. That's real. I know he's got a big collection, a bunch of shit that he won't sell. I've gotten rid of
actually a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I just saw the one that you sold back up for sale.
Yeah, up for sale, the Hoops piece. But Hoops is coming to town, so I'm definitely grabbing something while he's here. Come to Neverworld April 4th. Big performance, big glass blowing, dunk tanks, dart games, 3-leg race, all that shit. Going big.
What is that?
April 4th.
April 4th. Definitely gotta come
4/4/2020.
Yeah.
4/20.
That double 420.
4/4/2020.
You're having an event on 4/20 too, right here, or no?
No, not me myself. I don't have anything exactly on 4/20 today. But who knows? You know. There's still a lot to come. I might. I don't even know the calendar. It could be a Tuesday or something like that. We do like the Taco Tuesdays, all that shit we're doing now. After April 4th, we're actually going to be open every day.
4/20 has no excitement for me anymore.
No.
I mean, I get high every fucking day. Like,
same thing. It's the same thing every day.
I'll just get high as fuck on 420 myself.
And what do I got to go to an event to see the same people I see every weekend at every other event? Like, need to get out of town for it or something, you know?
Definitely. So, Florida Man of the Week.
Yeah. What do you
Very
got?
first Florida Man of the Week. I've
seen a couple videos. We took a couple votes. What did it come out to?
Well, this was not a video. It was an article.
Okay.
This guy in Bradenton. Now, this guy's fucking high.
West Coast.
Yeah.
High on fucking coke, and he's in a fucking like a 45-minute police chase with the police. And he crashes, and he runs out the car, and he stops because he sees a cat. Sees a cat, and he goes on a porch, and he's playing with the cat, and he gets caught.
Yeah.
He's playing with the cat.
Got sidetracked by some pussy. It happens, man.
Yeah. That happens with us Florida boys.
This guy was so fucking fascinated with this cat. He was like, fuck the police. I'm going to go pet this cat.
You pulled off a 45-minute
But
chase. That's impressive in its own.
I missed out the best part. I missed out the best part.
On purpose.
I missed out the best part of the shit that he jumped into one of the inlet right before he got caught. Like the house was like into the water. Like this lady had like a little thing right there. And when they tried to catch him after he was petting the cat, he jumped into the water to get caught. And I guess he couldn't swim or whatever. And they grabbed this dude right out the water. Yeah. Fucking idiot. I don't know what's up with Florida Man, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I give you a Florida Man one. I was watching Live PD the other day.
Oh my God, here we go.
Here
we go.
They go to arrest this dude, right? He knows he's getting arrested. They tell him, put his hands behind his back, right? So he's getting ready to turn, put his hands behind his back. Last second, he pulls down his pants and he shit on the cop. Down his leg, across his foot. He took a shit directly on the cop.
No, what is going on?
I won't let Clay get just like, yo, I gotta go.
He just let a meth dump spray out.
I wouldn't wasn't lying, officer. That's not Florida Man. That's just
That's it.
What's is really West Coast Florida, man.
Yeah, I was like, man.
Meth and fucking heroin is hitting Florida big right now. Like it's really sad.
Yeah, it's scary these days. Like, said I'm glad I did drugs like years ago when weird enough to say they were safe to do. You know what I mean?
Safe drugs.
Right?
Diet drugs.
When you're 20,
1 second diet drugs.
Drug zero.
After that, you know.
Now they're cutting it with crazy synthetic chemicals. You don't even know what the fuck you're getting anymore.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, thank God the fucking U.S. Marshals finally took my neighbor away. They were there pumping Narcan into someone 2-3 times a week out of the same building.
That's nuts.
Like, you see the same kid 2-3 days in a row. Like,
why
bro, go buy it somewhere else.
Like, fuck, man.
That's a strong addiction, man. Opioids. Once you freaking hit it once, that's it. You're gone.
Get in there.
Yeah, when I got
that's like what happened to me the other day, right?
Where you could
I was driving down the 95 and I seen some dude in like it's like I don't know,
a car.
Like no, it was a nice car. Like it was like an NSX or something. It was nice. Like it was like it looked like a Ferrari, but I know it wasn't a Ferrari. It might have been like even a kit car. I don't know.
Okay.
But he was walking away from it. So I fucking pulled over, you know, being a mechanic and shit like that. You know, maybe check out the car, see what it is. But he's like, hey man, I ran out of gas. Drop me off at the gas station. All right, I got you. You know, that's no problem. You know, get to the car. He's, you know, got a backpack with him and shit. Driving like, yeah, you know, talk to him, what do you do and shit like that. He's fucking bullshitting with me, and he's just like the whole time he seemed sketched out. So I was like, you know, like, what do you got in your backpack? You know, making sure he doesn't have shit. So if I get pulled over, I'm you know. Looks at me, he's like, none of your fucking business. I'm like,
well, you're in my car, so it kind of is my business.
I laugh it off for a second. I'm like, okay, you know, like, you know, maybe he's joking, you know, but for real, what's in your backpack? None of your fucking business.
No,
I pull over the side of the road, fucking he opens the door, gets out, throws the fucking backpack at me, slams the door and runs.
What the fuck?
So I just at you? Yeah, bro. So I just drove off.
Wait, you didn't see what was in the backpack?
None of your fucking business. And that's the joke for the end of the day. Thank you for coming out, checking us out.
We'll be here all week.
We're gonna have
So like and subscribe.
Make sure you click the link, subscribe. Go check out Nitro Glass. We're here with Paul the neighbor, Will the
At
neighbor,
Titan Carbon Concepts.
our Bob and Cheddar.
Peace.
Deuces.
Later. That was fun.
Yeah.
Fucking, we just let it ride. 6 hour.
We never got. We missed swinging though.
Yeah, we did miss that.
We gotta get some notepads and write the shit down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to make a thing on the wall.
Just get a dry erase marker.
That's what I need. I just have
right on the window.
Yeah, no, I have.
Once it's tinted on that backside too, you're good to go.
That's actually a really fucking good idea.
Fuck the board, right in the window.
Get fucking mirror tint.
Well, I want to do mirror tint.